Hello everybody, I hope you're having a great day today. I just am finishing up this tutorial. Now I couldn't actually show you my finished game outline document. I need approval from the company president and I'm not going to be able to receive that. But I will go over what we use and the form that we use and why it's important so that you can start filling in your own as you go. So there are a little bit within here I am sharing, but not too much. The game outline document can be pretty large. But this is a place where you can sit down and just kind of start writing out everything. So pretty much I put my game name up here. Then I put down the game overview. And this overview pretty much states what the game is about. And it also puts the purpose of the game. And it helps you define that scope of what you want to have within the game. And it's just a very broad overall perspective on it. The second thing is your requirements and also your target. So if you're looking at your requirements, this is where you put in what type of platforms you're targeting. So if you're going towards like Android market, or you're going towards iOS or Windows or all of the above, you put all those in there, and they have to be able to play on a small Android device, or you're looking to have it run on a computer, because you really want to know what you're targeting. As far as this game is concerned, we're going to target the mobile platforms, and it's going to be on all the major mobile platforms as well as on Windows. So then we go into our market analysis. Now this market analysis is what you use to figure out exactly who you're going after, because you want to know who you're trying to build the product for, because that's going to determine the type of artwork that you're doing. So if you're targeting towards children, your artwork's going to be much different than if you're targeting towards 21-year-olds, because 21-year-olds are going to expect higher graphics, better gameplay, where children will be okay if it looks more cartoonish in nature. And even adults can be that way too, but there's certain things that you'll set up differently, like how close the characters are to the camera, the setup of the scene. It's just different. So you want to know who you're targeting and what they would expect from it. And then you also want to know how many people you're going to be trying to get from the product. Are you going to be able to get 100,000 people? Is that what you're expecting for downloads? Or are you only expecting 20,000? Or are you expecting 1 million? So who are you going after? And that's your market analysis. And you don't want to make a game that's just built for anyone. That's not the best platform to go after. Because even then, you want to build your game more towards children or towards adults. And so you want to know who your market is, who you're going after. Alright, then the other thing that I put in here is Kickstarter results. And the Kickstarter is something you can use to help raise funds for your game. And going through this first, you can come back and put in your results or what you expect from your Kickstarter and put that in here. So that way you can kind of make the decisions based on whether or not you get those results. Okay, then I go into the actual characters where you do your character development. So you go through each of the characters, you state how you want them to look, you can explain the types of things that they're going to do in the game, whether they're a big character or small character. You can explain all those and break out each of your characters and write it down. Now some people actually put up character documents and fill out a document on each and every single character. You're welcome to do that. That's what some companies do, and then they'll develop their characters. The next thing you have is your general storyline, what's going to happen within the story. So I just put the first paragraph or the first sentence from ours, which is a couple sentences, I guess. So you pretty much play as Nephi in our game, and your first mission will be a training mission for the player. The player training will also happen as it goes along, and then it'll go into the other storylines with each of the missions, what people will say and how they interact with one another. And then you have your actual story narrations, or your play narrations, and this is your opportunity to put exactly what everybody will say when they say it. And you want to do this at the beginning because it'll help you set up your scenes. So you know exactly who's going to be talking to who, when, where they're looking, how you want that to look. So then when you actually model the scenes and the characters, you can put them together to match with their environment. And you know what they're going to be saying, so you can also work with their emotions. Alright, then the next thing you want to do is actually create the scenes. After you know what they're going to say, you create the scenes so you understand the things that are around them. And your scenes are each of the scenes that the player is going to play in, and also any scenes that will be in animations or promotional videos or whatever it may be. Alright, then the next thing you want to look at is the timeline. How long are you planning on spending on this? And then you break that down. That's how much time you have it. That's your time budget, as you can say. And you have to be able to live within that time allocation. The next thing you want to do is analyze your costs. How much money are you able to invest in this? And how much are you thinking it's going to cost you to make? And so as far as the cost is concerned, even your time that you spend on this is a cost. You can be using that to make money somewhere else. So you do need to put in your time if you're the only one working on it, and say how much is this actually going to cost me to do it, to see if you can get enough return on investment, and that's your expected ROI. So then you can estimate how much you think that you're going to make back from this. Now, forecasting is exactly that. Nobody really knows and has a magic ball to see exactly how well things can go. But you can see from past research and also from current market trends how well you think that it will do. And you can put that expected ROI as well as any analysis or any type of research you've done to come up with that number. And even if it's just a guess, you can put this is my guess and this is what I think. But this is the section where you put that in there. So if somebody else is going to come in and try to build this game after, or somebody else is going to come in and help with the game, you can tell them this is what I'm expecting and this is what I think. Now, you could put $1 million in there and expect it, but nobody knows if that's really going to happen, and depending on your skills and your abilities and your knowledge, it may not be realistic. So try to be realistic in your return on investment, what you think it will really make. Always aim for lower than higher, because it's always better to with the actual goal is to have a little bit of a lower goal that you know that you can achieve versus one that you know you're probably not going to achieve. Alright, and then the next thing you put in is your programming requirements. And here is where you break down everything that's going to happen throughout the game. You want to put in everything from having to make the character turn to look at another character. You want to put in him having to like shoot a bow or to run or to walk or to swing a sword. These are all the things that the character will have to do. And you have different types of characters too, like your players and your animals. You also have your user interface. All those things need to go into your programming requirements. So how to manage the windows. If you hit a button, how's that going to work? So all of that's within your programming requirements. So from here you can develop everything else that you need, and this will give you a really good idea about exactly what it's going to take to make a game. So again, I apologize I'm not able to break this all down into detail, but again, I don't have permission to show that to you. It would be great to do that. So, but anyway, I hope this does well for you. One other note with the storyline. I'm not sure if I said this, but as you go through your storyline, you break out each of the sections of your storyline. A lot of people will do picture stories as well, so they'll do little pictures to show what's happening with it. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope you have a good day.